don't want a broken penny, that's a guarantee. Press out the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock it a bit, are you keeping score?
Or maybe the white shuffle.
You gotta think when the meat hits the grill, it starts to shrink.
We start shrinking.
Don't know if everyone heard about this, but apparently right now Amazon is running anti-union ads. Apparently they're cringe as all hell. I haven't even had the pleasure of seeing them, so I was going to watch one of them right now and give you my unadulterated react, Andy. So let's get that one out of the way.
We at the Birmingham team have a great leadership. We really don't need anyone coming in and telling us what they want to give us, because basically we have everything we need here. Always wanted to work for Amazon. This is the only place I've seen that have benefits from day one. There's no waiting period. You got chances to advance.
Vote no for the union?
I would vote no.
It's not needed.
Vote no, we can do it without the dues.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cringe. Initial
They
thoughts.
want to give us, because
I know they're going to say that it was just because of COVID, but I'm going to make a pretty concerned guess here, and I think I'm going to be on point that the masks were also because people wanted to hide their shame, and I think that was just an easy out, right? It's like, hey, by the way, put masks on for the COVID, but also you don't want to be identified. You know, come on. No one wants to be in this ad. And apparently there's multiple ones. There's different variations where they have other, Amazon employees saying that we don't want to do this. Now, it's really, really hard to basically push up against the idea of unionization without having to lie. Because ultimately, what you are selling people on is the idea that you don't want bargaining rights and you don't want more collective power as employees against your overlords. So to do that, they've got to spin a whole bunch of different webs. The most common web that you'll probably see is this one, the one that you're using, which is that if you're in a union, you have to pay dues, which is true. Most unions require dues to operate because, again, unions have people that you put in charge. They have people that you want to negotiate on your behalf. They have people that you want to represent you. But here's the rub. On average, the amount that you'll pay in dues is trivial to what you could potentially get, which is things like healthcare. So if paying something like, I don't know, $25 a month seems outrageous versus paying $5,000 the first time your finger breaks, well, then yeah. And $25, by the way, that's a pretty big exaggeration. I don't even think it would come to that. But hey, that's probably one of the things that they're going to push up. There's a lot of other things you get, by the way. It's not just healthcare. You can get bargaining rights for having higher wages, longer vacations, paternity leave, a lot of the things that, people in European countries right now are probably like, what the hell is Lance talking about? We get all that stuff. It's part of society. And that's what we decided. We decided that if we want to have a thing we call a society, then we'd pool together and we'd give mothers time off with pay, because it's not really reasonable to be a brand new mother or father and be forced to go back to work in order to just afford the child that you just had, because kids are expensive. But anyways, not the rest of the world. See in Canada and America, we're kind of like, nah. And Canada's slightly better, but we just got that, and that only happened because of the pandemic, and it might be temporary. So yeah. How about more vacation time? That sounds good too. Why not do that? Why not do other things? Anyways, union busters. Garbage, absolute garbage. This is not Amazon's first foray into this, by the way. They have these secret anti-union busting training videos.
We're excited to have you at this training, specifically designed to give you the tools that you need for success when it comes to labor organizing. During this course, we'll cover several important topics, such as our position on unions, associate rights, signs of employee disengagement, and how to identify, escalate, and address associate concerns. We are not anti-union, but we are not neutral either. We will boldly defend our direct relationship with associates as best for the associate, the business, and our shareholders.
Now, I should give everyone a quick background. If you haven't had, and either because you're too young or you just had awesome jobs, in which case, good for you, that's awesome. But if you've never had a minimum wage job, you probably don't know the cringe experience of your first couple days. Because when you enter, especially fast food, if you enter a franchise or a chain, your first couple days, you're going to get the training videos. And they're always so bad because they're about indoctrinating you. They're about making you love the company and love the corporation. And you know what? We're not a company. We're a family, and we're your parents now. And you don't want mommy and daddy to be upset. You want mommy and daddy to be happy. You don't want mommy and daddy to have a divorce. So why would you talk about things like unions? Unions upset mommy and daddy. They have poor sexual performance. Daddy can't can't quite get it up if you talk about unions, and this is a bad thing, and we'd prefer if you just stopped. It's bad for all of us. And man, this one isn't even the cringiest. If I was to go, who was it? Was it Wendy's that had an actual rap? Yes, it was. Wendy's has a rap training video. Punch in. Plug in.
Hey, Greg, what's up? Not much. Mary's up front. She wants to see you.
All right.
Hi, Bill.
Hey.
Keep in mind, this applies to the Zoomers. I mean, these are 80s Zoomers,
Yeah,
but they
Mary,
were
what's up?
Zoomers back
I'm
then.
going to pull you off fries today because I want you to learn grill. Have you clocked in?
Yeah.
Let's get started.
No, it
You're
doesn't mean
familiar
nice
with the
to
grill,
strangers.
but let me show you a few things you might not already know. The meat is here in the cold well, and the cheese is over here. Bun warmer up above keeps the buns warm and fresh. Remember, we serve 100%
Oh, no.
pure
Urban
ground beef.
Dictionary.
It's patted into squares so that the meat hangs over the bun.
Yeah.
Now, the tape I'm going to show you, we'll show you. Here's a crew guide and the grill training tape. Why don't you have a look at the tape first, and I'll check back with you in a few minutes.
All right.
Well, I said, hey, donkey punch isn't problematic, right? And everyone was like, no, Lance, it's fine. You're concern trolling. You're getting out. You're like, why are you thinking about this so hard? And I was like, okay, well, it's probably safe of me not to look it up. And now I did. And I don't even think I can describe it. I can't describe it on stream. It's not TOS. It's definitely not TOS. My eyes. What hath you done? Yeah, I looked it up. Of course I looked it up. I should have looked it up before I used it. That would have made a lot more sense. Probably would have helped out both me and the stream. I mean, there's topics where before I feel comfortable speaking about it publicly in a forum like this in front of, hundreds if not thousands of people, I'll do a lot of research because I'm like, well, I have to do my due diligence. If I don't do that, I could perhaps have the wrong take on something, which is going to effectively give multiple people the impression that this is the right thing to think, and then they're going to go forth and they're going to tell other people, well, I saw this on the Serfs the other day. Apparently he was saying something, and then it turns out to be verifiably false. So I try to do my due diligence. Now, when it comes to the topic of donkey punch, I had not. I had not researched it before streaming, and I just put it on screen there. Now that I see what it truly is, I realize the error in my ways, and thanks for keeping me safe, chat. Behind the times by about 6 minutes here. But that's okay. This is going to make for great content. That's what it's all about, right? It's just about content. Anyway, sorry, back to terrible training videos. No, I'm not looking up the Superman. Hey, we're not derailing, okay? We're not going to go down all the weird euphemisms and all the strange sexual acts, and people do not engage in some of these, okay? Some of them are made up purely just for sport. I swear. Okay, space stalking, for example. I do not believe human beings are doing that in the real world. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be, but I think some of these are made up for the pure amusement of fellow humans. That's it. I don't think they're actual sexual acts that people are like, well, yes, let's engage in that today. I mean, I don't know. I've had a rather regular day. I like to have a little bit of a little Courvoisier, maybe some fine wine, some Chablis and champagne, and then get down to some space stalking. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's just focus, everybody, okay? This is very serious. We need to learn about burger wrap.
What the? You're about to learn some grill skills. So let's get busy now. Come on, let's go.
Working the grill, Bill, it ain't so tough. But first of all, you got to check your stuff. Like a grill that's set at 250 with the meat and cheese that's ready to go. A towel to keep your station looking cool. But most of all, you got to have your tool. Are you with me now? Get ready. We're gonna lay them down. Now beats got grain to it just like wood. You got to follow the arrow to lay it down like you should. From the front to the back, you got to lay it down. Space it evenly, not scattered around. Next, you got to salt the meat from the back to the front to make the taste complete. Not too little, not too much. With a little finesse, you'll get the touch.
Lot of
What's coming up next is our key to
Wait,
success.
that was the finesse you were talking about? It's just like dump, pour. Okay, well, makes sense. It's where the flavor comes from.
We'll turn the meat and do a 400 press. Don't wait too long, I emphasize, or the meat won't reach the proper size. When things start to sizzle, you're ready to go. Gently turn the meat, but don't be slow. Just turn them over easily.
And come on, you just know, your first day at work, there was definitely, I'm guessing, some probably 35, 38-year-old who happens to be the district manager who's just like, all right, kids, just pay attention. And then when the song comes up, ever so happy, right? Like ever so happy just to be like,
We don't want a broken patty, that's a guarantee. Press out the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock it a bit, are you keeping score?
or maybe the white
Press,
shuffle.
You gotta think when the meat hits the grill, it starts to shrink.
We start shrinking when we hit that grill.
Oh,
You know it
forgot about this
will.
part.
We start shrinking when we hit that grill. You know it will.
When the meat's red, juices no longer rise. You can serve that patty, it'll win a prize. It takes about 4 minutes to cook.
Healthcare,
Just make
please.
sure you can have a look.
keep
Use
the
your
metal.
tool And double check.
Can I just have
Drain and
healthcare?
moist to be correct. And orders place, you're ready to go. Drain the meat just like so. Once the draining is totally done, place the patty squarely on the heel of that bun.
Yo, I worked at McDonald's for 4 days, fought the manager in the parking lot. That's pretty metal.
There you go, Billy. You give it a shot. Don't be afraid. I think you're gonna be hot.
And did you get that raise? Don't leave us hanging. What happens next? Did you get the raise? Oh, you did. Cool. Awesome. Well, I mean, I don't know if I could prescribe that as a tactical negotiation tactic, but hey. He is now the manager. Oh, is that how it works? It's Highlander rules? And then I became the manager. There can be only one. Anyways, everybody, this dystopian nightmare that seems like something out of, I don't know, Jeff Bezos' fever dream is a reality. Those are part of the training videos you see, and the ones that are coming out of Amazon, obviously horrifying. It turns out they were playing on Twitch. I didn't know this. A whole bunch of people suddenly told me this in the middle of a stream, I think at the end of the day, maybe last stream, because that's when they were still going. Someone was like, I just got an ad for anti-unionization from Twitch and Amazon. So obviously the pushback for this was severe, as it should be, because it's ridiculous. Because what's your target demographic, by the way? Do you want like the kids of people's parents going home and being like, Mom, I heard when I was watching Hassan that apparently it's bad if you join a union. Don't join a union, Mom, because apparently you'll have to pay dues and that's bad. So you know the ads told me. So please. Earlier this week, it came to light that Twitch was running ads in blatant opposition to the Amazon warehouse workers unionization effort in Bessemer, Alabama. Streamers who had said whether or not these ads appeared during their broadcasts were outraged. Today, Twitch has removed the ads, saying that they should not have run in the first place. Cool. Despite being owned by Amazon, Twitch sent a statement to Kotaku that its parent company union-busting ads have no place on the streaming platform. Twitch does not allow political advertising, and these ads should never have been allowed to run on a service, a Twitch spokesperson said in an email. We've removed these ads and are evaluating our review process to ensure that similar content does not run in the future. We are grateful to our community for bringing this to our attention. Well, I'm glad that's how it went down, to say the very least. This is a good thing. Now do the U.S. Army Esports entire channel. Go do that. Go take down the kid recruiting murder machine. You know, the one that's been making headlines that people were you can go take that down. It doesn't really have a place on Twitch. Doesn't matter how they're masquerading it. It's still a recruitment tool for the mass murder machine. So probably shouldn't have kids, you know, watching League of Legends played by people who also do drone strikes is kind of fucked up. Probably should go do that to Twitch. Well, just, I mean, if we're cleaning house, you know, These days, Amazon, not Twitch, is in charge of the bulk of Twitch's ad network, with Amazon selling the ability to reach Amazon and Twitch users with the same campaign as a big perk of its advertising program. In this case, however, Twitch appears to have pushed back against what was almost certainly an Amazon-orchestrated campaign. Yeah, I believe that. If you watch Twitch as much as I'm sure all of us do, you know that the most common ads that play are for Amazon Prime. You know, to the point of like just driving people to madness, because it's just the same ads over and over and over for TV shows that I might have enjoyed, but now I've seen the ads so many times that I don't know if I want to keep watching that show anymore. It's kind of just a one giant commercial to me. The ads depict Amazon employees regurgitating standard anti-union lines. Everything is fine, as in unions do nothing but take people's money, etc. According to the pro-union publication More Perfect Union, the ads ran before and during streams watched by viewers in Alabama. Amazon feels that it has to go to extremes like this in order to gaslight its workers about the dreadful working conditions at its Bessemer warehouse. The past couple days, numerous streamers have spoken out against the ads. Amazon's running anti-union propaganda is heinous and beyond despicable. Twitch partner Cyrus said on Twitter, "I'm no longer running ads in my stream until I get to choose them. Please use ad block on my channel. Chat will keep you entertained during these purple screens in the meantime." Now, I'll just say this. You don't make a lot of money from ads if you're a streamer, even a streamer like my size. I'm guessing once you're like Hassan's size, maybe, but like the monthly revenue from ads, it's in the like the $60, the $70. It's certainly not what lets you survive. So, you know, if people are somehow not watching my ads for whatever reason, you're not hurting the bottom line. I'll just say that. It's not surprising that Amazon tried to exploit one group of workers, streamers, in order to stifle organizational efforts by another. The mega corporations has been absolutely dogged in its efforts to undermine workers with the majority black city of Bessemer, who are in the process of voting on whether or not to join the retail wholesale department store union, with votes being counted until March 30th. You know what's really scary is that they have so much money to put behind these kind of things. They effectively get people to vote against their own interests, and it works. It works. It's exactly what happened with Uber recently with that bill in California that effectively would have given workers a lot more rights, stop having them be contract workers. And it's also a domino effect. One of the reasons they will work so hard to quash any unionization effort that's becoming even remotely close to being tangible is because if it happens there, other people might see what the results are. Other people, like, it's infectious. If people are like, whoa, but what happened there? They unionized. It turns out that those dues aren't bankrupting them. They seem to have way better conditions than we do. They're getting paid vacation days. They're getting maternity leave. They're getting better medical treatment. Well, what's going on here? Is that something perhaps I could try? Well, I don't think so. I've seen that ad. That ad told me some things. According to reports, Amazon has plastered the warehouse itself with anti-union propaganda and text blasted employees telling them to vote no. Management has apparently threatened to fire workers engaged in organizing. Vice reported that Amazon recently mailed pamphlets full of anti-union messaging to its employees and instructed them to drop their votes in a U.S. Postal Service mailbox that recently appeared outside of the warehouse. Employees suspect that Amazon is trying to use the mailbox as a means of monitoring them. Oh, and then there was the time that January when Amazon tried to postpone the vote and make it an in-person event during a global pandemic. The RWDSU sees the Twitch ads as part of its larger pattern. Amazon feels that it has to go to extremes like this in order to gaslight its workers about the dreadful working conditions at the Bessemer warehouse. Amazon is leaving no stone unturned, including ads on Twitch, in its effort to deceive and intimidate their employees into voting against the union. Streamers are concerned about the precedents this sets, not just for unionizing warehouse workers, but for themselves. Should they ever attempt to unionize or create some form of collective bargaining organization in the light of their own long work hours and unfavorable pay rates? Oh my. Well, now you're speaking my language. See, I don't know if anyone here is a YouTuber, but join the FairTube Union. It's already been pretty fun. There's been weekly meetings, there's been voting, they've been doing cross-promotion of other people's work, and they've been very transparent about their negotiations with YouTube. They've actually succeeded in getting some pretty cool things. Some of the features that you see in YouTube now only exist because of the FairTube Union trying to bargain with them. And I know it seems weird because this is kind of unprecedented territory, and it's not really the same when, you know, how many people does YouTube have? Like a billion? Like maybe a billion users, and I'm guessing like at least a quarter of them are considered maybe people who've uploaded one video or less. So the idea that there is hundreds of millions of people trying to either collectivize and bargain, that's very difficult, and it's unprecedented. It's not typically what happens when there is, you know, a line drawn and worker strikes and that kind of stuff. It's new territory, but it's got to start some point. It's got to start somewhere. And that's why it's kind of neat. So I would still recommend. It's free right now too. There's no dues. So if you want to join FairTube, I would highly recommend anyone here to join it. It's been pretty wild. If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something, whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, Schlatsky. We look to the stars for your divine guidance. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are merely puppets for your amusement. To our lords, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Hans Josephine, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeblebeeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Tofox, we shall carry your banner into the fog of war. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chiringuito, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Radical Maniac, The Great Pudini, Kale Kotka, Anthropophagic, Serene 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Phone Jenny, Incosin, Constance Joyce Lacheris, and Ramon Acosta. We drink with you and we salute you.